Hey everybody, it's Allison. I'm attempting to do a screencast here so you can see my Google Classroom and I can show you a couple of different things. First of all, I'm looking at one of my Google Classrooms for my school, for Rogers Middle School. So it's not the one that you guys will see, but I have a lot more things that I can show you with this one than I can with yours. So down in the bottom right hand corner, I think you've all figured out that this is where you can post something. You can post an announcement, an assignment, a question, or you can reuse a post, from last year or 2 years ago or whatever. So what I would do if I were you guys is create an assignment, and a lot of you already have. So if you create an assignment, that's going to alert your students that they have something that they have to do. So I'm going to go ahead and create an assignment here. And this is what pops up. Most of you probably already know this. Couple things about this are these drop-down boxes. Here, I could assign things to every class I have, and I have a whole lot of them at Rogers. So if I wanted the same assignment to go to every one of these classes, I just have to click all these different classes that I wanted to go to. Likewise, if I only want to give this assignment to one or two students, I can do that as well. So if I have an alternate assignment that I need to give to, just one or two students, I can only assign it to those people. So what you need to do is put the title of your assignment in here. You can put instructions if you want. It's optional. A lot of times I don't. If I'm going to be the one that's explaining the assignment to the students, I don't always put instructions. You can put a due date. A lot of times I don't, especially if I don't care when they turn it in or if it's something that we're going to do together in class or whatever. But you just click on due date and you click on the correct date you want, and the time is optional, but you can also put a time. It defaults to 11:59 p.m. midnight, so you can leave it like that. You can also put a topic down for your assignment. I always try to put topics for my things so that if I go back next year to reuse a post, I can search for the topic that I want. So I can create a topic, or since this is my homeroom class, I just created this the other day. I haven't put any topics into this one yet, but I have a whole bunch of other topics in my social studies classes. So you can, put in a topic. So for you guys, you could call it Google Form, or you could call it whatever the topic of your Google Form was. So when you're done with all that, then you have to decide what is it that you want to assign to students. So there's a bunch of options here. This is a paperclip. So if you want to attach something here, like a PDF or a Word doc or a picture or whatever else, you can attach it. If you want them to do anything that has to do with Google, then this is what you choose. This is your Google Drive right here. This is YouTube videos, and this is links to other things. So if you have a link to a website you want them to go to, or an article you want them to read or whatever, use the link button. A majority of the time, I'm going to use the Google Drive button. So when I click Google Drive, my drive comes up. It always defaults to the most recent things that you've looked at, read, created, or whatever. So today I looked at the Rogers Weekly Review, which is what my principal created. But you can see here's all the things that I recently looked at in my Google Drive. So I'm going to go into my drive, and I'm just going to try to pick a form. So I don't know what form I want. Let me scroll down here. Here, I'm going to click the one that I created for you guys called Using Google Forms. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to add it. Okay, and now all I have to do is assign it. So I would click the Assign button. I'm not going to do that because it would then alert all of my homeroom students that they had an assignment. And Afton is off today, so they don't need that alert. So I'm just going to cancel out. You know what? I will go ahead and assign it, and then I'll just delete it in a minute. They won't check their email that fast. Okay, so you can see that 20 people, that's how many I have in my homeroom, have not done the assignment. 0 have done it. So when the students go to look at it, they have a different view. So I'm going to show you what it would look like from their view based on one of your Google Classrooms that I'm the student of. So hang on a second. I'm going to delete that assignment. All right, I got to open a few new tabs here. I have to change accounts. I theoretically wanted you guys to all be a part of one of my Google Classroom accounts that I have through Rogers Middle School, but that won't work because of the Rogers Middle School settings, or the Afton School District settings. So I had to go and create a Google Classroom from my other Gmail account. So here's all the classrooms that I've been invited to. Okay, so let me find one that I know. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to choose Luke's class for a minute. All right. Luke has his Google form here already to go. Now, he put his as an announcement, so it wasn't as an assignment. Not a big deal, because I can click on it and still take it, and then he can go and check the form and make sure to see who's taken it. But Luke, if you put this as an assignment, you can also give students a grade for it here. All right, let me check someone else's. Trying to think of where's Carly's? Here, let me try this one. Okay, so here's Carly's, and she created this assignment about tadpoles. And so when I looked at it, I have this open button here. That's what you should have as a student. You have the open button. It's not the same thing that you see as a teacher, so it's a little bit misleading. So you open it, and it says, here's what you have to do. Carly's instructions, watch the video, complete the worksheet. I've already done this. Okay, so it says done. I could unsubmit it if I wanted to and try to take it again, but it just depends on how Carly set this up. If she set it up that students can take the quiz more than once, then I can take it again. If she set it up like I did for mine, I only wanted you guys to have one chance to take it. And once you've taken it once, it should tell you you've already taken this. So let's see what it says to me. Okay, so it's going to let me take it again, which is great, because now I can show you guys a little bit more about Google Form. Some of you still had some questions. So here's Carly's Google Form. She did exactly what I asked. I wanted you guys to have a video in here somewhere so you could learn how to link a video. I really wasn't caring about what you had as your content for your form, but I wanted you to learn how to create a form, so you guys get it. So she had all of her different questions that were multiple choice. Some of them were short answer, and so forth. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted your Google form to look like. And you could have seen that on my Google form. So I'm going to go to the class that you're all in for me. So here you go. Here is my Google form. Now, the only thing about mine is I created my Google form from my Google Drive using my Afton School District email. But then I uploaded it here to my Google Classroom that is associated with my regular Gmail account. So what I had to do was put the link up here to it. So that's why mine looks a little bit different. But if you click on it, you should be able to take it. And here's all my questions. So this is the student view of the Google form right here. Okay, so I have my video. I asked you for your name. One thing you'll notice about mine is that the questions are starred, and those are required questions. There was an option on Google Form to make your questions required or not. I always make all my questions required. If you don't, sometimes the kids will skip them, and then you're like, wait a minute, you need to go back and answer that question. Okay? So it's not, 100% that you have to do that, but it's something that you might want to think about, especially with little kids. It's easy for them to miss a question when they didn't really mean to. Okay, so I hope that explains a little bit about Google Classroom and Google Forms for you guys. I'm going to go now to my Drive and pull up the Google form that I created. So this is the drive that I have through Afton School District, as you can see, Afton School District Drive up here. And I have a ton of stuff in here. I mean, like so much stuff that it's sometimes hard to find everything, but I can search my drive, which is great. So I love that they have the search feature. So I'm going to pull up the same Google form that we were just looking at, and you're going to see it from my point of view, right? So here I can click on it and see who's responded. All right, and it tells me all these people that have responded, okay? It also will tell me their responses. So Laura, Jessica, Carly, all of you guys have responded, okay? It gives me really neat graphs about the answers. So here's my 10 people have responded, and more than half, or 50%, not more than half, but exactly half, have never used a Google form before. Okay, great. So you guys, this is good. You'll learn to use it. Then it gives me all the answers that you guys gave of how you could use a Google form in your classroom. Then it tells me you guys had to do a select. You could select more than one. So a bunch of you selected things like quiz, survey, sign up form, exit ticket. All right, and so forth. Okay, so these Google form responses are really neat because it gives you a lot of data. All right, the other thing that you can do is you can create a spreadsheet of your data. So that's right here. I'm going to click that now so you can see what that looks like. It says, do you want to create a spreadsheet? It says, do you want to create a spreadsheet of this data, or you want to use an existing one? Well, I want to create one of this data, of course. I don't know why I'd even ask that question. And then there you go. It has the same information. It tells when these people took the Google Classroom. It tells their email address. It's who they are, and answers to all the questions. So I hope that helps you a little bit with Google Form and Google Classroom. Just make sure that you are uploading things to Google Classroom in the correct way. So you're either doing it through the assignment button, or you can do it through announcement, and just make sure that you're using the correct link. So one more thing, back to my Google form. If I want to share this or send it, I'm going to click the send form right here. And this gives me all kinds of different all kinds of different ways to do this. It asks me if I want to collect email addresses from people, and I did. So I clicked that button. I can send this in an email, so I could email it to whoever. I could email it to you guys, or to myself, or to whoever I'm wanting. Or other option is to get a link. Click there. And that's what I wanted to do. I got the link. I always click the shorten the URL so it makes it a small link, and then I just copy it, Control C or copy, and then I can I'll show you how it works. Copy it. Then I can go to my Google Classroom here and click assignment, and I can click a link, and I can paste it. Add link. Got to put something in here, and I can assign it. So now that's how I did it for you guys. So that's why mine looks just a little bit different than yours, because it's a link. So when you guys click on it, it's not going to automatically tell you when you're finished that you've submitted your Google form. You had to kind of go back and do that yourself. So either way, it doesn't really matter. Down here on this Google Classroom that I had, our students are getting ready for student-led conferences. So I uploaded a Google slide. It's a slide template for them. And Google is really great because Google Classroom is great because it'll let you have the option of making a copy for each student. So that's what I did. I made a copy for each student. Let me show you how that works. Let me insert something in here. This is a Google slide that I just use every day in social studies, and I post my daily learning objectives and things like that on it. So I post that on here, and it gives me this option. It says students can view the file. Well, they can view it. I could have them edit it. If I let them edit it, then everybody in the classroom and myself would be able to edit. You don't really want to do that too much because then they'll mess around with it. Every once in a while, I will create a document that everyone can edit and have them put the answers on. It's kind of fun. Or I can make a copy for each student. And if I do that, then each kid will be assigned their own copy. They can edit it and nobody else can. And they don't mess with my template. So that's kind of nice. I'm not going to assign that because I don't need to. I've already done. They don't need to see that. So anyway, that's my little tutorial about Google Classroom and Google Form. I hope this has helped.